Welcome to Booked, Busy, and Building, the podcast for dreamers, doers, and everyday people making it happen. Whether you're building a business, a mindset, or a better version of yourself, this is your space to stay grounded, get inspired, and keep growing no matter how full your calendar gets. So if you're chasing your dreams and figuring it out as you go, this is your space to stay motivated and keep building. So tune in every week for new episodes. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Booked, Busy, and Building podcast. Today, we are going to be talking all about how to prepare for a life that you are not living yet. Sometimes the hardest part about chasing your dream life isn't the work that you're putting in today. It is literally the waiting game, being consistent, even when you're not seeing results, and showing up every single day is where most people drop off and they can't take it anymore. They want the fast results. So they're literally like, I'm giving up. I cannot do this. But this is where you are different, because you know that in the end, no matter what it is that you want, it is worth the wait and it is going to happen. But in the meantime, when you're still living your day-to-day life right before this big shift happens, it's literally you waking up in a life that still doesn't quite match your vision yet, like the vision that you see in your head. But you are still believing in the future because you know that you deserve it and you know that you are going to get it. And I heard this quote before that was like, you can be working hard for 4 years straight and still not see results until boom, the 5th year comes and you are the biggest thing in the world. Like, it literally is going to come out of nowhere, but you have to be prepared. And so in today's episode, we are going to break down and talk all about how to prepare for the life that you are not living yet, because even if your reality hasn't caught up to your dreams, you can still set yourself up for success so that when that breakthrough moment finally comes, you are ready for it. So think of this episode as your blueprint for becoming the person that is ready for your dream life and what that requires even before it physically arrives. So let's get started. Number one is you need to shift your identity before your circumstances change. And this has to be tip number one, because it is the most important thing. How you think about yourself, how you act, how you wake up every single day, all those kinds of things really matter when it comes to shifting your identity before things around you change. When I decided that I wanted to be a content creator, I had nothing in my life around me that had anything to do with social media. I didn't know anybody that was doing social media as a career. I was literally just obsessed with YouTubers and social media at that point. But I had to change my mindset and literally shift my identity into saying, I am a content creator. I am a influencer, like whatever it was. And I had to shift myself into the person that already had everything it is that I basically wanted, even if nothing around me showed that. Like, I wanted to be a YouTuber and I didn't have a camera, but I had an iPhone that has a camera and I can use that to film videos. Same thing with wanting to be a content creator. I didn't have PR from any brands, but I had clothes in my closet, I had shoes, and I can use that to go outside, shoot some photos with my phone, and then start posting online. I was also going to fashion school in New York, so I could use that as content. And I literally had to change my identity before things around me started to actually show up and change. And so that's why I say, like, your first step when it comes to figuring out like how to prepare for your dream life is literally rewire the way that you think and get yourself set up for success every single day. When I wake up in the morning, when I go to sleep at night, the first thing I think and the last thing I think is about my dreams and my goals and all the things it is that I want to accomplish. When I'm doing my skincare in the morning in the bathroom and I'm by myself, when I'm driving around, I'm literally rehearsing and saying out loud, my name's Pamela Valdez. I'm the founder and CEO of Valdez Agency, a multi-million-dollar media company. I am on Forbes 30 Under 30, class of 2026. Like, I am literally reciting and telling myself these affirmations because I'm like, you know what? Just because I don't have it right now doesn't mean that it's never going to happen or that it's not going to happen like in the near future. I'm just very positive and I'm like, it is going to happen. It can be delusion. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm literally shifting my mindset into knowing I am the girl that is on Forbes. I am the girl that has the $1 million business. I am this girl and I'm going to start acting like her today. So define like who it is that you want to be. What does your future self think like? What does your future self act like? What does your future self look like? Like, I have been in the process for the last year and a half of getting rid of clothes and shoes and accessories and random things that I just feel like don't align with me and who I am anymore. And that has just been such a relief and like a weight lifted off my shoulder, because I'm like, I don't want to keep things that have nothing to do with who it is that I want to be or what it is that I want to be. If I have to run into New York for a meeting, I want to have the clothes that are ready for that that meeting. If I get called for a life-changing opportunity, I want to have the things ready for when these things happen, but it literally starts with how you act and how you think every single day. So start showing up as that person in small daily ways. What does your future self do first thing in the morning? Do you go on morning walks? Do you exercise? Do you read? Like all the things it is that you envision about who you are 3, 5, or 10 years from now, start acting like them today. Again, even if nothing around you is reflective of that, even if you don't have the designer bags or the fancy vacations or the new expensive computer or the new iPhone, like you literally just have to keep showing up, and also reframe where you currently are, like your current job or your current situation, as the training ground or almost like the preparation period before the breakthrough. And by doing this, you are looking at what you're doing as this is the stepping stone before I get to the next step on the next step on the next step. I actually heard this as well in one of Emma Grade's podcast episodes. I think it was with the one with Mel Robbins, which is an amazing episode, but she basically says that she worked so many random jobs growing up. And Emma Grade is the co-founder of Skims, Good American, and a bunch of really famous Kardashian brands. In this episode, she talks about how she worked these random jobs. She worked at a sandwich shop. She worked at a fashion PR agency. Like she did so many things, and all these random jobs that she had literally prepared her for who she is today and what she has today, because she took little bits and pieces from all of those jobs, and now it has helped her in the future. Like she does not overlook the people that are kind of at the bottom of companies because she used to be there, and now that she has worked her way up, like she knows what it's like to get up there and slowly work your way up from the ground up. So I love that because I've also worked so many random jobs and I've taken so many great pieces of advice from all of those. Even if in the moment it doesn't really make sense, you can look back at it from the future and think, wait, I learned a lot from this job and from this job, or even situations that have happened to you. Like you literally just have to reframe them and think like, what did I learn from this and how is this going to help me in the future? So keep affirmations, keep routines, keep all of these things as your reminder of the bigger picture in the end and what it is that you're working towards, because I promise you all of these little things are the stepping stones for who it is that you want to be in the future and where it is that you want to be. Tip number 2 is build systems that outlast motivation. I know I always say this in my YouTube videos and my podcast episodes, but it is that motivation is never going to last. It is always going to fade, and discipline is the one thing that we all need to be building and working on, because that is the thing that's going to get you to where it is that you want to be. That is the thing that's going to make you get up on those mornings when you don't want to wake up, when you want to stay in bed. It's going to be those days where you want to stay on your phone and you want to stay up late, but you see that it's getting later on the clock and you have to go to sleep. Like you really need to build these systems and build these routines that are going to prioritize discipline over anything. It doesn't matter if you don't want to wake up early. It doesn't matter if you don't want to go to sleep early. Like you need to start getting yourself in the process and in the mindset of I'm still showing up for my future self. Again, even if nothing around me is reflective of that, even if nothing around me shows, but you have to start getting used to that routine. Just a few weeks ago, I started waking up at 5:30 in the morning, and I know that might not be early for some people, but to me, that is very early because I've never woken up that early willingly unless I literally have a plane ride or some sort of trip scheduled and I'm so excited to go to the airport. Like to willingly wake up before 6 a.m. is a skill that I am slowly crafting. I feel like making time to learn certain skills that also align with your dream life can be really, really important. Like I love listening to audiobooks and listening to interviews on YouTube or podcasts or even reading books that are about things that can get me closer to where it is that I want to be. Like I want to learn more about money and finances. I want to learn more about habits and psychology and all these kinds of things. Like I really want to just focus on upgrading myself and my mindset, because I know that that is going to help me in the future, and that's going to outlast everything else. Like that over materialistic things and money and all of those things, like that is always going to outlast that. Like knowing about money and knowing about finances is always going to be really, really important, because a lot of people don't know about that. So that is what I'm currently doing, but I'm literally blocking out time throughout my schedule and throughout my weeks to learn certain skills that are going to help me. Same thing with making time to network with people and sending out cold pitch emails and just connecting with people. Like I really, really, really want to focus on that, because that is something else that is going to help you stay in touch with people it is that you know, and also continue to network, because you never know who is going to help you get to that next step in life to where it is that you want to be. Like it could literally be your network. And that's why a lot of people say like your network is your net worth, because those people can help you get to where it is that you want to be. So make time for learning certain skills, make time to network, and also automate certain things that don't really require too much of your time. Like for example, certain habits or tasks, like try to automate these things to create structure. Like set your alarm for every single day throughout the week, Monday through Friday, and say, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5:30. Set another alarm for what time you have to go to sleep. By 8 o'clock or 8:30, you already need to be showered and you need to start unwinding for bed. Like start being automatic with these routines. Have a book on your nightstand so you know as soon as you get in bed, I am not going to be on my phone. I'm going to pick up this book and I'm going to read. And also track your progress in a way that feels encouraging and not overwhelming, because obviously when you show up every day and you're not seeing results, you're going to be like, when is this thing going to happen? When is whatever it is that I want going to show up? But I think by having a progress tracker or keeping track somewhere on your phone or even in a journal of what it is that you're doing, even having a journal where you write down a prompt and every single day you're like, this is what I did for my business, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow, blah blah, like whatever it is, have something to track your progress, because I promise you are gonna be able to look back at that in a few years and be like, wow, like little did I know that a week later my life was gonna change, and then a month later this other thing was gonna happen, and then a year later my entire life was gonna change. Like you are literally gonna be able to see your progress just progressing and going up and up and up. But try to keep track of it in a way where you can look back at it in the future and say, wow, like I am so proud of myself, because look at all these things that I did, and little did I know something was just around the corner and it was going to be a breakthrough. Number 3 is invest in yourself like the dream life is already yours. So prioritize learning, like I said in the previous tip, whether it's through books or audiobooks, listening to podcasts, whether you're on the way to work or you're on the train or you're on a walk or running errands around the house, or even you're outside the house and you're going somewhere. Listen to things, take courses, find a mentor. Like you literally need to prioritize learning, because that is something that a lot of people drop off once they get their degree, once they finish college, or once whatever. Like once that formal education is done and you don't have to show up to a classroom anymore and you don't have to submit assignments, there's no professor, you're not sitting at a desk. Like once that part of your life is done, a lot of people just drop off and they stop learning. They don't care anymore because they're like, it doesn't matter. Like I already got my degree. But when you finish college or when you finish your formal education, that is really when the fun begins, in my opinion. Like I feel like once I graduated college, I was like, now I can finally learn about things outside of this realm that are actually interesting to me. Like I'm obsessed with psychology and mindset and how people think and all those kinds of things. And I didn't go to school for psychology, but it's something that I've always found interesting. And so I love listening to podcast episodes and YouTube videos about it, and even reading books about it, because it's very fascinating to me. But again, I didn't go to school for that, but now I actually have the time to learn about it in my free time. And also taking care of your health so that your energy matches the demand of your success is another really, really important tip, because I feel like when people are in the process of building this dream life and they're putting in the hours and the time and the effort, you start to neglect your health and how you show up every single day, which is why I say go to sleep at a reasonable time and wake up at a reasonable time. I personally love to be in bed before 10 o'clock and already be sleeping by the time 10 o'clock hits. The latest I will do is 10:30 if like I have a late night and I need to submit something or I have to do extra work. But I have really been getting strict with myself and I love it. There is so much beauty and luxury in having a nighttime routine and really taking that time for yourself and just indulging in you and what it is that is setting you up for success for the next day. Taking your clothes out, taking your shoes out and leaving them by the door, leaving your purse ready. Like when you have all these things prepared for the next day, you are truly setting yourself up for success. But again, like take care of your health, not even just going to sleep early. Look at what you're intaking. Make sure you're drinking your water. I always have my hydro flask here next to me. It is so important to always just be drinking that, constantly refilling it throughout the day, not having a lot of sugary drinks, going on walks, doing exercise. Like when you take care of your health, that is the true wealth. And also upgrade your style, your environment, or your mindset mindset in smaller, more affordable ways. You do not need to be breaking the bank whenever you need something new. I am the biggest bargainer. I love a good deal. I obviously love to invest in things that are worth the money. Like, for example, today I just bought a brand new bag. I went to Coach and I got a new bag for the fall, but Coach bags are made out of 100% leather and it was $300, but that bag is literally going to last me basically my entire life. Like, my mom has Coach bags from before I was born that still look like they are in perfect condition. And so I'm like, I will invest my money in what is worth it. I'm not spending $100 on Shein buying things that are going to just disintegrate or break within a month or so, because like I said, I like to put my money where it is worth it. So you can upgrade your style, you can upgrade your environment, you can do things in affordable ways. It doesn't have to be buying a $300 bag, but quite literally just showing up in small ways for yourself. If you want to really upgrade and like get to that next level and be prepared before your dream life really happens, it starts with investing in yourself. And also save and spend intentionally. Don't just buy something because you saw it on TikTok or because everybody has it. You have to wait, and that time is eventually going to pass where people are not even going to be talking about that item or that thing anymore. So you can wait. And I've learned this a lot also with like books and new book releases. I get so excited when I see everybody posting about a new book and I'm like, I want to buy it. And then I know like 2 weeks later it's going to be at Target with the 20% off sticker. So I might as well just wait and not go and buy it at full price. Like I said, I love a good deal. So I'm always very careful about where it is that I'm spending money. And lastly, for this tip is you do not attract what you want, but you attract who you are. So if you are not a kind, or if you are someone that in your heart, like you are truly a hater, you are going to get that energy back. If you are someone that secretly is always plotting and you're negative, you're toxic, like you are going to get that back. So put kindness out there in the world. Be nice. Like, it literally costs nothing to be nice. Treat other people like how you would want to be treated. And it literally is so simple. Like I said, as simple as complimenting someone, as simple as helping somebody out. Like, it is really just about being a nice, kind person and showing up like that every single day. So be careful with how you think and how you act, because you truly attract who it is that you are. Number 4 is curate your environment to match the life it is that you want. So I know we just talked about this a little bit, but I want to dive deeper, because you also need to be surrounding yourself with people who are going to inspire your growth. This was one of the best and biggest things that I've been doing over the last few years, is not associating myself or getting involved with people that I would not want their life, that I would not take advice from them, that I simply just do not even want to spend time around them or be around them, because they are not the kindest people. They are not always going to be there and supporting me. So surround yourself with those who are going to inspire your growth, who are literally going to be there for you no matter what, and that are going to always be your cheerleader. It is going to take a while to find those people. So even if you don't have those kind of people in your life right now, it is going to be worth the wait. Trust me. You need to just be patient for waiting for that group of people, or waiting for that one person, or even those 2 people that are going to be your diehard number 1 cheerleaders, your rocks. Like, that is literally the moment that I'm waiting for. And I know that one day when I get that moment, it is really, really going to be worth it. And when it also comes to curating your environment, clean up your physical space, because this is going to be a reflection of your future. Make sure that things around you aren't messy. Make sure you're cleaning up after yourself, and even do it digitally on your phone. Like, unfollow accounts, unfollow people, and just follow things that are going to make you motivated and that are going to make you feel good. Create a vision board, have a digital mood board, and just have things that are constantly reminding you of what the end goal is, or what it is that you want. When I was still living at my mom's, I ordered a bulletin board off of Amazon. I printed a bunch of photos from Walgreens of quotes and my role models. I cut it up, and then I literally took a bunch of push pins, and then I hung this vision board right above my desk. So every time I was working, every time I was out at my desk or at my computer or laying in bed, I can just see it right above where it is that I'm working. And that was my motivation. I literally have a photoshopped picture of me on the cover of Forbes that says 30 under 30 Pamela Valdez, founder of Valdez Agency. Like, I literally photoshopped that on Canva and I made it my desktop wallpaper on my computer. I have a quote on my phone, and I am just always obsessed with what it is that I want and what it is that I'm going to get. So have these things and constantly like use that as your reminder. And also, I think this is another really, really important tip, which I don't want to drag on too much, but you need to create opportunities opportunities instead of waiting for them. There is never going to be a right time or a perfect moment to start. So you literally need to just take action on your goals, even if you don't feel ready, even if you don't feel qualified. Read stories on entrepreneurs and people that you look up to, or just read stories about random people that are entrepreneurs in general, and listen to how many obstacles and things they had to overcome. Like, every single entrepreneur has had something that was a bump in the road that they didn't let stop them, and they just kept going. Like, there's so many brands and things around us that we can literally just look up and say, okay, who is the founder of Hydro Flask? Who is the founder of the MacBook Pro? Who is the founder of the Canon camera? Like, you can look around you and literally look up stories of things it is that you already use, find the founders, find those entrepreneurs, read about their story, and see that there were so many things they had to overcome to finally get to the success they have today, to finally become the household name that everybody knows. But it's literally about taking action even when you don't feel ready, because a lot of these people that are starting billion-dollar companies or getting acquired for millions of dollars do not have any business experience. They don't have a lot of skills that match up to even what it is that they're doing, but it doesn't matter, because they still showed up and they still did the thing, and look at where they are today. The last and final tip for today's episode is embrace the waiting season as preparation, not punishment. So I know I mentioned in the introduction of this episode that a lot of people want instant gratification. They want things to happen in this moment. They think that just because they're posting on TikTok every day for a few months means they're going to get 1 million followers. Like, that is not how life works. I wish it was, but then we wouldn't learn anything if that's how life actually was. So practice gratitude for all the lessons and the things it is that you are going through in this stage of your life. Whenever I'm with my sister, or whenever I am just like texting her, we're talking about like certain things about our future, we are always talking about how we cannot wait to see in 6 months or in a year where we are going to be. We cannot wait to see what is going to happen and when our dreams are going to happen, because it's really crazy how like you are literally in the moment right now where things are slowly starting to pick up, but you don't even know that. Like, you don't even know that in a week your life can completely change, or in a month, or even in a year. But it's about showing up every single day. So practice gratitude. Understand that all the things it is that are happening to you are lessons because of the stage that you are in right now. Even if there is slow growth, that is still growth. That is still worth celebrating, and that is going to build those long-lasting results. On the days when you don't feel like going to the gym, at least you went. Like, you're never going to regret that workout. On the days where you don't feel like reading and you want to keep scrolling on TikTok, you are never going to regret reading, because at least you picked up the book. Like, there's so many things that we don't want to do, but after we do it, we're so happy and so glad that we did it. So stay consistent even when results are not instant. Like, even when things are not the best, you need to just keep going, because one day it is going to be worth it. And also remind yourself that timing is everything. Timing always matters, but the thing is that we are not in control of that. And that is the scariest part, is that a lot of us are like, when is this thing going to happen? When are my dreams going to come true? I want this to happen now. In the next year, I want this to happen. But like, no. We got to take it back a notch. We have to remember, like, what's yours is going to come when it's ready. But you literally need to keep staying consistent even when things aren't happening. Keep reminding yourself, the timing is not under my control, but I can still show up every single day. That is what is in your control. Showing up, being consistent, being disciplined, that is all part of your control. The timing, it doesn't matter when it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what year, what time, what age, because it's going to happen when it's meant to happen. So keep acting as if, but don't fake it. Like, if you want to be the girl or the guy with the $1 million business, don't act like you don't already have the $1 million business. Show up every day like you already have the 7 figures in your bank account. Show up every day like you already have all the things it is that you want happening. Like, the business goals are already being complete. And you need to be making intentional choices that align with your future self. Like, what would the future you do if she was given this certain situation? If you don't want to go to the gym in the morning, would the future you skip that morning workout, or would she keep sleeping in? Or would she actually show up and then go put on her gym clothes and run out the door? Like, you need to just reframe and think, like, what would the future me do? Because self-discipline is key. That is the thing that is going to get you farther than all of these other people. Because while people are dropping off and they're not able to wait anymore, you are still going straight. You're still going, and people are dropping like flies, and you're like, you know what? I see it in the end. And even though I don't know where it is or when it is coming, I see the thing it is that I want in the end, and I'm just going to keep going. Thanks for tuning in to Booked, Busy, and Building, where we keep it real, stay growing, and are always showing up for ourselves. Remember that you're not behind, you're in the middle of becoming, so keep building what matters, and the life you want is already yours. And until next time, stay booked, stay busy, and keep building.